think I might have just pulled this off.
Really?
Tom and Jerry. It's Tom and Jerry. Tom and fucking Jerry. A legendary rival reemerges when Jerry moves to New York City's finest hotel on the eve of the wedding of the century, forcing the desperate event planner to hire Tom to get rid of him. I'm kind of late on this review. To be honest, I didn't really have much interest in seeing this film, even though I was a big Tom and Jerry fan growing up. I mean, who doesn't love Tom and Jerry? Just cat and mouse fucking with each other. It's great. But from the trailers and marketing, I didn't really have high hopes for this film, so I really wasn't that excited to see it, and it's whatever. This movie is whatever. It's just a big waste of time. You've probably heard all the worst and horrific things about this film, saying it's like the worst film of all time. And I'm here to say it's not that bad, but it's still pretty goddamn bad. I mean, it's Tom and Jerry. I don't really want to dissect this movie too much, but going in this movie, all I really wanted to see was just slapstick bullshit between Tom and Jerry. And that's the only thing I like about this film. When they actually do that stuff, it's fine. It's not that creative, and some of the stuff is just recycled from the original series, but it's still fine. It's still fun. There's a lot of callbacks and Easter eggs to the original series. I thought that was okay. I thought that was fine. But the problem is that slapstick comedy, Tom and Jerry fucking with each other, isn't in the movie all that much. It's not the main focus of this film when it should have been. I mean, why make a Tom and Jerry movie and not make that the main focus? That's what the whole focus of the show was. Tom and Jerry fall into the same mistake that studios keep making when they make live action adaptations of cartoons. They focus way too much on the human characters, and it makes the movie terrible. These human characters in this film are just so boring. The whole plot about this wedding is just so boring. Why would they put this in this film, and why is it the main focus? I have no idea why. It's probably going to bore kids. It definitely bored me. I'm not going to dissect the plot or anything like that, because it is ridiculous and very predictable, but that's what they're going for. The problem with the plot is that it's centered around all these human characters, and they're just really boring characters when everyone wants to go see Tom and Jerry just fucking with each other. And because they focus on the human characters so much, this movie becomes longer than it needs to be. This movie was almost 2 hours long. How the fuck do you make a Tom and Jerry movie almost 120 minutes? It was over 100 minutes long. That's insane. And every single performance here is so flat and just so blah. You can obviously tell they're just phoning in their paycheck. They're like, oh shit, gotta go on set today to film Tom and fucking Jerry, and I get a quick $1 million if I go do this real quick. Like, they don't even fucking care. They know the movie's shit. I also didn't really like the effects here. You could tell that they're trying to do like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit type of live action cartoon sort of thing, but here it's just like too polished, and it's like 3D, and it looks wrong. Especially for Tom and Jerry. Look, I know I'm completely bashing this movie, and it is really, really bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, because I saw some of the reviews, and they're saying it's like the worst movie of all time. I mean, there's some funny parts with the slapstick shit with Tom and Jerry, you know, the thing that you would watch this movie for. Some of that's fine, but everything else completely fails. I don't really want to talk about this movie anymore, so in the end, Tom and Jerry was just a big waste of time. Some of the slapstick sequences with Tom and Jerry is entertaining. They're nice little callbacks to the original series, but the problem with this film is it focuses too much on the human characters and that whole plot. It makes it extremely boring and makes the runtime way too long. I didn't really like the effects in this film, and I'm just curious why this film was even made. Do kids still watch Tom and Jerry? No disrespect to the OG Tom and Jerry, because that show's great. But honestly, do kids really watch Tom and Jerry anymore? I'm asking an honest question. I'm just wondering why this movie was even made. I'll give Tom and Jerry 2.5 Davy Daves. From the reviews I was reading, I thought I was going to give this movie a 1. But I got an extra Dave and a half, so there you go. And I didn't have to go see it in theaters. One of the perks of this streaming shit that's going on. I got to watch it in my apartment. So, Tom and Jerry. I guess if you've seen it, let me know what you thought of it. Thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.